There are few things more dull and self-defeating in this world than the argument over what is or isn't a game, especially when people try to use it to mark down interesting titles that try to do something new with the medium. So let's get this out of the way right now. Only When Howling is not a game. It's an interactive art piece, which happens to have multiple paths and interpretations depending on how you choose to experience it. That is not going to be to everyone's tastes, but if you go in with an open mind, you might be surprised how much you get out of it. Each of the 3 stories in Only When Howling is presented in a similar format. You're shown a small cutscene to explain the scenario, then your character's head opens up and you're invited to dive into their thoughts and feelings. These are represented in abstract environments which you poke and prod to change in sometimes small and imperceptible ways, with multiple screens to look at before you move on. Your actual goal, for want of a better word, is to find specific objects which unlock a new cutscene, giving you a better insight into the emotions of the characters whose story you're experiencing. It's all done with very minimal text and a heavy focus on imagery and metaphor. The game does not offer any clear-cut answers, and nothing has a particularly satisfying ending. The art style may also prove a turn-off for some. It's quite simple and cartoonish, and lacks the kind of polish that other projects often focus on to set themselves apart. But, again, it works in the context. The art style allows for the game to experiment with its own presentation, leading to wildly different environments to explore for each character. You get a sense of each person's life and feelings through how their thoughts are represented and the different ways you can interact with them. And it's another layer of imagery to consider when you're thinking about the experience afterwards. Overall, Only When Howling certainly is not for everyone. It doesn't hold your hand and it doesn't offer any neat little answers. But at just half an hour long, it does what it wants to do pretty well. It gets in, gives you complex emotions to deal with, then gets out to leave you with your thoughts. So if you're looking for something short and contemplative, it's definitely worth checking out.